The Real Wolverine, a size comparison between movie and comic versions. Wolverine, the name alone conjures images of a fierce, indestructible mutant with a heart of gold and claws of steel. Since his first appearance in 1974, Wolverine has become one of Marvel's most iconic characters, bridging the gap between comic book pages and blockbuster films. But there's one thing that has fans scratching their heads: his size. In the comics, Wolverine is famously known for his shorter stature, packing a ton of attitude into a small package. But when Hugh Jackman stepped into the role on the big screen, fans were introduced to a taller, leaner version of our favorite mutant. So, what's the deal? In today's video, we're going to compare the physical dimensions of Wolverine in the comics and movies, explore why these differences exist, and what impact they've had on the character's portrayal. Whether you're Team Short King or a fan of Jackman's towering take, there's plenty to dive into. Wolverine in the comics. When we talk about the comic book Wolverine, we're dealing with a character who is as unique in personality as he is in physical appearance. Standing at just 5'3", 160 centimeters, and weighing around 336 kilograms, due to his adamantium-laced skeleton, Wolverine is a powerhouse packed into a compact frame. Artists over the years have consistently depicted him with a rugged, muscular build, broad shoulders, thick arms, and a stocky physique that emphasizes his raw strength and animalistic nature. His shorter stature isn't just a physical trait, it's a core part of his identity. Wolverine's height often plays into his interactions with other characters. For example, his dynamic with Cyclops, who is taller and more traditionally heroic-looking, is heightened by their physical differences. It adds layers to their rivalry, especially when competing for the affections of Jean Grey. Some of the most iconic moments in the comics showcase Wolverine using his size to his advantage. He can be stealthy, striking from the shadows, or he can be the unstoppable force that surprises foes who underestimate him. Moreover, his stature contributes to his underdog persona. He's the guy who gets knocked down but always gets back up. This relentless spirit resonates with readers who felt overlooked or underestimated. Wolverine in the movies. Enter Hugh Jackman, the Australian actor who brought Wolverine to life on the silver screen, starting with the first X-Men movie in 2000. Jackman stands at 6'3", 190 centimeters, a full foot taller than the comic book version. This casting choice immediately set the stage for a different physical interpretation of the character. In the films, Wolverine maintains his muscular build, but is depicted with a leaner physique compared to his stockier comic counterpart. The costume design opts for a more understated look. So why cast a taller actor? Well, Hollywood has a history of favoring taller leading men. The directors likely wanted someone who could command the screen, and Jackman's audition showcased his ability to capture Wolverine's gruff exterior and hidden vulnerability. Throughout the movie series, Jackman's Wolverine evolves physically. In later films like Logan, 2017, his appearance becomes more rugged and wearied, reflecting the character's journey. Jackman's performance has become so iconic that it's hard for many to imagine anyone else in the role. His embodiment of Wolverine's spirit won over audiences worldwide. Side-by-side comparison. Alright, let's put these two versions of Wolverine side by side. On one hand, we have the comic book Wolverine at 5'3", and on the other, Hugh Jackman's portrayal at 6'3". Visualizing the height difference. Imagine Wolverine standing next to other characters. In the comics, his shorter stature often places him eye-to-chest with characters like Cyclops, who's around 6'3" himself. In the movies, however, Jackman's Wolverine stands toe-to-toe with Cyclops. Impact on character relationships. In the comics, Wolverine's size contributes to his tension with other characters. His flirtations with Jean Grey carry a different weight when he's noticeably shorter. In the films, this physical disparity is absent. Fighting style and portrayal of strength. Comic book Wolverine often uses his size to his advantage, exhibiting a more feral and aggressive fighting style. In contrast, movie Wolverine's fights focus more on brawling. Audience perception and storytelling. The size difference can also affect how audiences perceive the character. A shorter Wolverine might seem more relatable, while a taller Wolverine fits the traditional Hollywood hero mold. Strength and ferocity. In the comics, his small size juxtaposed with his immense power creates a striking image. In the movies, this juxtaposition is less pronounced. Reasons behind the differences. So why did the filmmakers choose to deviate from the source material regarding Wolverine's size? Casting challenges. Finding an actor who embodies Wolverine's complex character traits is no small feat. The ideal candidate would need to convey toughness, vulnerability, charm, and more. There's a long-standing trend in Hollywood to cast taller actors as leading men. Taller actors often fit the traditional image of a hero. Adaptation constraints. When adapting comics to film, changes are often made to suit the different medium. Certain traits might not translate well. Director and producer perspectives. Balancing heights and appearances among ensemble casts is a logistical challenge. They might have opted for consistency and chemistry. Audience and marketing considerations. A taller, traditionally handsome actor like Hugh Jackman could be deemed more appealing to a wider audience. Impact on fan reception. When Hugh Jackman was first announced as Wolverine, many die-hard fans were skeptical. Initial reactions. Some fans were vocal about their disappointment, fearing that the character's essence would be lost. However, others hoped for the best. Changing perceptions. After the release of the first X-Men movie, many skeptics were won over. Jackman's performance captured Wolverine's spirit. Influence on the comics. Interestingly, the popularity of Jackman's portrayal began to influence the comics themselves. Fan debates. Despite the acceptance, debates still pop up among fans regarding the importance of sticking to the source material. These discussions highlight the passion fans have for the character. The importance of size in characterization. Physical appearance can play a significant role in defining a character's identity. For Wolverine, his shorter stature isn't just about height. Other examples, consider characters like Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones or Ant-Man in the Marvel Universe. Deviations and interpretations. However, adaptations often involve reinterpretations. As seen with Wolverine, the key is balancing respect for the source material with creative expression. The Wolverine we see on screen differs in size from his comic book counterpart, but both versions bring something unique to the table. While the comic Wolverine's shorter stature adds depth to his character, Hugh Jackman's portrayal has become iconic in its own right. At the end of the day, whether he's 5'3" or 6'3", Wolverine remains the gritty, resilient mutant who fights for what's right, no matter the odds. And maybe that's what truly matters.